Hello viewers, if you are new to the channel, please hit the like and subscribe button and share it with your friends. Also, click on the bell icon so that you get the latest information about the videos that are uploaded. Hello students, welcome back to the new video. In this video, we are going to continue the ongoing chapter number 12, Reproduction in Plants. In today's session, we will discuss about the sexual reproduction in plants. Students, in the previous classes, we have discussed about the asexual reproduction in plants like fragmentation, budding, spore formation and also vegetative reproduction in plants. Today we will discuss sexual reproduction in plants. So first of all, let us see what is meant by sexual reproduction. The kind of reproduction in which two parents, a male and a female, are involved is called sexual reproduction. So, in the asexual reproduction, only one parent was needed. Here, in sexual reproduction, both male and female parent are involved. The offspring produced has features of both the parents. Here also, the offspring means the young ones. It can have both features of both the parents. But in asexual reproduction, only one parent was there, so it was the replica or exactly the same as that of the parent. In sexual reproduction, male and female individuals produce the reproductive cells called gametes. So, both male and female produce reproductive cells. So, male gamete and female gametes are produced by the male and female individuals respectively. Next, the reproductive cells gametes fuse to form a zygote. After the formation of zygote, they further divides and develops into new individuals. Okay. So, this is the general procedure of sexual reproduction. The young one produced is different from both the parents. Okay. Now, let us see. In this chapter, we are going to study the sexual reproduction in plants. So, in plants, what are the reproductive part? The flowering plants, the flowers are the reproductive organ and the most attractive part of the plant. In flowering plants, flowers are the most attractive part of a plant. Have you ever thought why flowers are so attractive? We will study about this in this chapter. So, which is the reproductive organ of a flowering plant? It is flower. And sexual reproduction in plants involve the formation of seeds. Since flowers are the reproductive part of a flowering plant, it is very important to study the parts of a typical flower in detail. So, let us study the structure of a typical flower. A complete flower is made up of 4 whorls on it. So, the important 4 structures or the parts of a flower are: first one, sepals, second is petals, then third one is stamens, and fourth one is pistil. So, which are the 4 whorls of a flower? They are sepals, petals, stamens and pistil. Let us study these 4 parts one by one. So, now you know that a typical flower consists of 4 whorls or 4 important parts. The first one is sepals. So, let us study about sepals in detail. Sepals make the outermost whorl of a flower and are green in color. So, the outermost part is sepals and what is its color? Green. Now, the sepals collectively form calyx. If you take all the sepals together, that structure forms is called a calyx. Now, what is the function of sepals or what function does it do for a plant? The function of sepal is to protect the inner parts of the flower during its initial stages of growth when it is in the form of a bud. What does it mean? The sepals protect the flower before it blooms. That is, when the flower is in the bud stage, it is protected by the structure called the sepals. Now we will see the second wall of the flower, that is petals. Petals make the second wall of a flower, and petals collectively form corolla. So what is corolla? When we take all the petals together, that form corolla. Petals can be of different colors. We have seen that flowers are the reproductive part of a plant, and flowers are very colorful. So in a flower, which part is colorful? It is petals. And why petals are so colorful? There is a reason for that. Because the main function of the petals is to attract insects and birds which help in pollination. What is pollination? That we will learn in the next topic. So, petals are colorful to attract birds and insects. These birds and insects are the agents of pollination. So, the function of the petal is to attract insects and birds so that the pollination takes place easily. Now, let us discuss about stamens. Stamens make the third wall of a flower. So, the third wall is known as stamens. It is the male reproductive organ of a plant. It consists of two parts, filament and anther. So, which is the male reproductive part of the plant? It is stamen. What does stamen consists of? Stamen consists of two parts called filament and anther. Filament is a tubular structure and anther is a knob-like structure containing the pollen sacs filled with the pollen grains. So, anther is a knob-like structure, a sac-like structure which contains pollen sacs, and inside the pollen sacs there is pollen grains. Pollen grains are the male gametes or male reproductive cells of a plant. So, what does pollen sacs contain? Pollen grains. Pollen grains are the male gametes or male reproductive cells of the plant. Now, we will discuss about the fourth wall of a flower, that is pistil. Pistil is also called as carpel. Okay, let us see where is it situated. Pistil is the centrally located female reproductive part of a flower. So, what is the name of the female reproductive part of the flower? It is pistil. It is made up of stigma, style and ovary. The three parts of which the pistil is made up of are stigma, style and ovary. A pistil has a swollen base. That swollen base of the pistil is known as ovary. Stigma is a flattened structure which receives the pollen from the anthers through pollination. So, stigma is a flattened portion which, what is the function of stigma? It is slightly sticky in nature and it can receive the pollens from the anther by the process of pollination. Next is style. Style is a long tubular structure which connects the stigma with the ovary and provide passage to the pollen tube. That means stigma is at the tip of the flower and it provides or it acts as a style, act as a connecting tube between stigma and the ovary. Stigma with ovary and provides passage to the pollen tube. Now, the ovary contains numerous ovules. At the base of the style, pistil, there is a swollen part. That part is known as ovary. And inside the ovary, there are numerous ovules. So, where do we find ovules? We find ovules inside the ovary. Why ovules are important? Because ovules contain the female gametes of a plant, which is helpful for the production of new plants by the formation of seed. Now, let us discuss the types of flowers. According to the reproductive walls, flowers are classified into two types. The flowers which contain either only the stamen or pistil are called unisexual flowers. So, based on the types of whorls present in a flower, they are broadly classified into two types, unisexual and bisexual flowers. Which type of flowers are called as unisexual flowers? The flowers which contain either only the pistil or only the stamen, either male reproductive organ or female reproductive organ. If any one of this is present in a flower, that is known as unisexual flowers. Which are the examples? Corn, papaya and cucumber. Corn, papaya and cucumber are the examples of unisexual flowers. Now, the flowers which contain both stamens and pistil are known as bisexual flowers. As the name indicates, bisexual flowers means it contains both male and female reproductive parts. Examples are mustard, rose and petunia. Now, let us understand the parts of the typical flower using the real flowers. Here I have taken the shoe flower or hibiscus. It is also known as China rose, and in Gujarati it is known as jasur. Okay, so the outermost wall or the first wall of the flower is sepals, this green colored portion. If we take all the sepals together, it is known as calyx. So this is the calyx. And second wall is the colorful petals. All these petals together it is known as corolla. Now if we take the third portion, that is third wall separately, it looks like this. It consists of this filament like structure, and at the top of it there is a bulb like structure called anther. So anther and filament together forms the stamen, which is the male reproductive part of the plant. That forms the third wall of the flower. Now the fourth wall is this one, that is pistil or carpel. It consists of ovary, style and stigma. This is the stigma, this 5 swollen part that can be seen at the tip of the flower is the stigma, which is slightly sticky in nature. This stigma, style and ovary together forms the female reproductive part or pistil. So these are the 4 walls of a flower. So students, I hope you have understood the topics very well. But still, if you have any doubt, you can write in the comment section. I will surely try to solve it as early as possible. Here are some review questions. Please solve it in your notebook. Thank you.